Good afternoon, folks. Ari here from Direct Auto Outlet in Fair Oaks, California. I've got this gorgeous 2014 Ford Fusion Energi plug-in hybrid for you, and this will be a test drive and driving impression video review of this vehicle. Now, we do have an in-depth walk around of this vehicle on our website. You can find a link to that in the photo gallery as well as on the ad. But this will be more of a driving impression video where we will be getting this vehicle on the road, putting it through its paces, taking you along with us for the ride, and we will be sharing with you all of our observations and opinions. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. A little spoiler alert I'll let you in on is I actually owned one of these for several years that I used for commuting. And mine was a 2013, but it was a Fusion Energi just like this one. It was an SE just like this one, configured identically. And I actually sold mine when it had 189,000 miles on it to a local customer right here in Fair Oaks who is still enjoying it. I drove that thing around the clock. As a matter of fact, I think it had about 80,000 miles on it, if I'm not mistaken, when I bought it. In just about 3 years, I put an additional 100,000 miles on that vehicle. That vehicle never let me down. It was one of the most comfortable and fuel-efficient vehicles that I had ever encountered. So I am an extremely large fan, both literally speaking and figuratively speaking. As a matter of fact, many of my friends and family and relatives own Ford Fusion Energies just based on my recommendation and my opinion of the vehicle. My friends and family trust my opinion. Go figure. I'm the car guy in the family, so a lot of them ask me about what kind of vehicle they should purchase, and the Ford Fusion Hybrid, along with the Ford Escape Hybrid, are also on my top list of vehicles that I recommend, just based on folks' budget. The SE model here is a perfect I say middle point between base models and top-end models. These Fusions and the non-hybrids and non-energies, they can come with cloth seats and get very basic. This one does have a nice touchscreen infotainment system, does have the leather interior, does have the heated seats. Has a lot of the extras. Also, as you can see, it does come with both keys as well. You do have all of your infotainment controls on the steering wheel to adjust your volume, your station, muting, and be able to alter all of these options here on the left and right. As you can see, the vehicle per this tank of fuel that's in it has been averaging 48.5 miles per gallon, and I'm actually sure you could do even better than that. This vehicle has been driven by several people, has not been driven gingerly. It actually has been tested out and has been driven probably pretty aggressively, and that's pretty impressive. I have gotten over 50 miles to the gallon frequently on the one that I used to own, and you can get even higher if you do put your mind to it, but you don't have to worry about it. You can easily get up to 40 plus miles per gallon without even thinking about it. The vehicle is extremely comfortable. Seating position in it is extremely comfortable. Seats themselves are very supportive. Long trips, long rides. The vehicle feels like a much more modern vehicle than it really is. This vehicle, being almost 10 years old, feels more like a 3 or 4 year old vehicle. I think this vehicle was far ahead of its time. You've also got automatic headlights and your light sensor right on top of your dashboard in the middle there that'll sense the amount of light outside and engage your lights. 12-volt power outlet over there. You also have an electronic parking brake over here, a button that'll put you in pure EV mode, and then your gas cap button right over there. Speaking of gas caps, this does have a capless system, so you don't have to ever worry about unscrewing your cap or putting it back. It's just all automatic. There's an actuator inside the filler neck that'll do it for you. Very smooth and quiet, lots of sound dampening. And if you're wondering, I've explained this in my walk-around video, but if you're wondering what the difference between the Energi and just the regular hybrid is the Energi version of this vehicle means that it is a plug-in hybrid. What that means to you is it does have the ability to be plugged in, and yes, that $700 charger cord that's required to do that is included with this vehicle, present and accounted for in the trunk. But the way it works is if you plug this vehicle in, it'll take about 4 to 5 hours to charge depending on the outside temperature, and once it does fully charge, charge, it'll give you about 20 to 22 miles of pure electric EV range. Now you may think to yourself, 20 to 22 miles is not a lot, and you are right. This is really just intended to help, and that's not its only source of range. Once those 20 to 22 miles run out, the vehicle does just become like a regular hybrid vehicle. What that means is there's still a hybrid battery, still an electric motor, and it works just like, you know, what you would expect a Prius to do. That hybrid battery does form a charge, and that does is used to propel the vehicle via the electric motor, and that assists the gasoline engine, and that's what gets you about 40 to 50 miles per gallon. That's actually after your EV range is all exhausted. In the beginning of the pandemic, after lockdowns, when we were going to work, I was really trying to avoid going to gas stations and touching things. Gosh, takes me back. I had my Fusion Energi back then. I would charge it at work, drive from Fair Oaks to Granite Bay, charge it back at home, drive to Fair Oaks to work. I think I went about a month and a half, 2 months without having to ever fill up the vehicle. I accumulated about 2,000 worth of miles in a matter of 2 or 3 months. It just simply plugging in when I would get to work and plugging in when I was home. It was a great option. I got to avoid the gas stations, and with our commercial electric rates over here at work, each tank of fuel cost me less than a couple bucks for electricity. We'll be going and pulling over here, doing a 0 to 60 acceleration pull. As you can see, we're going to start off at 0 miles per hour, and here we go. This is not your typical hybrid vehicle. You can see how fast you're actually going up this hill and hitting 60 miles per hour. Quite impressive. This is what you might expect from a Ford Mustang, not a Ford hybrid. Very impressive, also very comfortable. That last road we were on before we made a right turn onto this current road was known for lots of potholes and uneven pavement, and I didn't even remember to mention that because this vehicle was so smooth and it was just gliding over those bumps. Extremely impressive in just about every way, and I hate to keep repeating myself and just overemphasizing how great I think these vehicles are, but you know, I'm truly a fan. I used to own one for several years, and I would definitely buy another one. My personal needs changed a little bit. I was actually using my Fusion Energi Hybrid to commute with, and then I was also using a very inefficient van for all of our shop needs. And I consolidated those two into one by purchasing a Ford Maverick Hybrid, which is just Ford's little pickup truck. But just based on my experiences with my Fusion Hybrid, I did reinvest in another Ford hybrid vehicle that basically consolidated two vehicles into one for me. Going over these bumps, going up and down, no problem for this vehicle. As a matter of fact, I think this is way more comfortable than the Ford Maverick Hybrid. I kind of miss my Fusion now. It's been over a year since I've had it, and I had forgotten how nice they were. Folks, I think anybody who gets this vehicle is going to be extremely pleased. This vehicle will literally pay for itself in just a couple short years of ownership, just in fuel savings alone, especially if you drive a lot. 118,000 miles is really not a lot of miles for this vehicle. I drove mine all the way to 189, and I'm sure it has well into the 200,000s now. Very well built, unlike many new vehicles now, even newer vehicles made by the same manufacturer, not of the same quality, folks. Unfortunately, the golden era for automobiles in general, especially Ford automobiles, has already long been past. Trend of the future is small displacement motors that are turbocharged, made with poor quality materials, probably in some foreign country rather than Detroit. Recipe for vehicles that may never reach 100,000 miles. Not the case with these vehicles, folks. These are quality, and you do get a lot of car for your money. Folks, you can reach us out here at the lot at any time directly by dialing 916-765-7575. You can also find us 24/7, 365 days a year on our website, which is www.directauto.com. Would like to take this opportunity to thank you for investing your valuable time with us and joining us throughout the entirety of this video. We certainly do hope to see and interact with each and every one of you in the near future. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye-bye.